do it. What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube?
I do it without my jacket.
Oh, okay.
I'm already hot.
今天非常的荣幸请到我们的这个嘉宾，很难请，他不想来，他本来不想来，但是后来出于我们的关系，他来到我们这个当中，就来谈一谈，今天谈一谈他对这个长头发的动机。Alright, brother, you wanna introduce yourself to my beautiful audience?
Hello, beautiful audience. My name is Mitch Follett. I work with Oliver here at doTERRA, just hanging out. And
I just have a few questions. I wanted to ask about like your long hair stuff.
yeah,
Because you have been having your long hair for how long?
I've grown my hair. Well, I've had long hair my whole life, you know. I guess since I was like 15, I had it pretty long.
Really?
It used to grow upwards though. It wouldn't grow downwards.
Oh, I see. So what was your first motivation? Why? Because I feel like back then, long hair wasn't really a trendy thing. Why do you want to grow long hair back then?
I was really into the 80s bands, like the big hair, the 80s metal bands and stuff like that. Green Day as well, even though they all have short hair. But like...
One of them had it before, the drummer?
The drummer kind of had long hair. I feel like I'm talking more like Guns N' Roses, Poison, bands like that are like
I love Guns N' Roses.
Big hair and so I grew up listening to music like that, and I always enjoyed the style and the way that it looked, and so I just grew my hair out. And my dad never liked it; he hated it.
I remember when I first grew it, I was like, "Why are you having long hair?" Mm-hmm. And then after like 2 months, when I hit to a certain length, they started to like it, and people started to have like great comments on it. Mm-hmm. That's why I keep it.
Yeah.
Any like meaning behind it? Because for me, I guess when I first had it, why is it so hot here? I don't know.
I literally was singing the same thing. I'm sitting here, I'm like sweating. Yeah, we should open the door.
It's so hot.
I just want to take a. I literally was.
It's so hot.
I was sitting there and I was like, I don't know if it's because like
I think it's we just worked out. Mm-hmm. So we just worked out just now, and I think we're both like.
I was sitting there and I was sitting thinking, I'm like, is it just because we're filming that I'm like nervous, or is it? No. And then I was sitting, and then you're like, are you hot? And I'm like, I'm very hot. And you're like, it's way hot. The meaning behind it was the question. Right?
Yeah, I shaved it first, right? Because one of my friends from church, she passed away, by the way.
Yeah.
And she had cancer, and she had to shave all her hair, and then I shaved it all as well to kind of support her. And all of a sudden, I'm like, now I shaved it all. Like, I want to try long hair. And my dad used to have long hair, and he always supported me to grow long hair. That was the meaning of my long hair. I
feel like initially for me, apart from like wanting to idolize my music idols, you know, like because I play guitar, like having long hair and stuff like that, I think it was kind of almost like a rebellion thing. Like growing up, like I said, my dad didn't like it, so that made me want to grow it out more. Growing up in a more conservative area where not a lot of people did have long hair, it made me stand out a bit more and made me feel a bit more different, which, you know, I don't love standing out, like, you know, but like it did feel like a personal thing to kind of be able to look a bit different, and for a reason that I thought was cool, which was being a rebel.
I actually like the thoughts and ideas behind it, because I'm the same type as well. Mm-hmm. That's why I moved to US. Yeah. Because in China or Taiwan, I think the education system they don't accept me as a person. Mm-hmm. Anyway, how do you have any experience people judging you and telling you that any difficulties in your life, not like hair-wise, more like life-wise in general?
Just in the way that I look in general, or just, or were you not talking anything about appearance just?
For example, when I had my long hair, I have a lot of Asian friends or my family judging me, be like, oh, that's a rebellion, or we're more reserved, right? And then when you have long hair, you could consider as more like female type, that kind of stuff.
More like feminine.
Right, and they didn't like it that much. Mm-hmm. It was kind of a struggle, but I throw it away. Yeah, I mean, I always get comments from like my aunt, or like, you know, my parents are being like, you know, you're gonna have to cut your hair if you like want to get a good job, right? Or like, no one's gonna hire you if you have like really long hair. And
I mean, when I started working here, I had pretty short hair, but I feel like I've never experienced like negative like perceptions of myself because of my long hair. Maybe people don't say it, but they think it, you know, where it's like, you know, having long hair is generally associated with people who are less responsible or less well groomed, you know?
Interesting. Wow.
But it's like, but if you can maintain it and you treat people with kindness and you know, try to be well-groomed yourself, then it really doesn't. I don't think it's a big deal. I think the whole long hair job conservative thing, I think that doesn't really exist anymore.
I like that. So, hey, noted that, and then grow long hair, okay?
Do it.
Talking about maintenance, right? Mm-hmm. So I had a lot of issue maintaining, and I should ask you a lot of questions. Mm-hmm. Generally speaking, how do you keep your hair looking shine, beautiful, and just looking good?
Yeah.
Any tips?
I would say one thing not to do is do what I did and bleach it. Because I
thought you liked it.
I love it. I love how it looks. But if you do it too many times or you do it incorrectly, you can burn your hair, and then you kind of just have to wait, and you can kind of
get burned.
It kind of like at the very ends.
You can't really tell, to be honest.
But what I would say is, if you're gonna color it or bleach it, have a professional do it. Pay the money for it because it's worth it. Don't shampoo your hair too much. Use products that agree with your hair. Like sometimes you'll see a product that you're like, oh, like this seems like it works, it seems really cool, but then your hair just doesn't. Right. It doesn't vibe with your hair.
So you have to try different products that fits your own.
Find products and shampoos and conditioners that work with your hair. Don't use it just because it's popular or because it works for other people.
Gotcha. Any specific ingredients in shampoo that we're looking for or not looking for?
I think generally you want to be sulfate free.
Okay, sulfate.
Other than that, I mean, I try to just look for stuff. You can get some salon quality stuff if you want to pay a bit extra money for it. But yeah, I would say just don't shampoo too much, use the correct products, and maybe don't brush it dry, I guess, because it can break it pretty easily.
I actually used to do that a lot at night.
Me too.
Yeah.
I would literally just like comb it, and it'd be like the brush would be like, had so much resistance.
And because we both have curly hair, right? Mm-hmm. And when you wet your hair, it's super hard to put on, for me it is, it's super hard to put on conditioner. Yeah. So I'll be like, trying to fix it to make it straight, and I lose more hair by doing that.
What I do now is when I'm in the shower, I wash my hair twice, and then when I want to put in conditioner, I put it in, and then I get a really thick, long, like it's a comb that has really thick teeth.
Oh, I see.
And then I pull it through with that. And that is a lot more gentle on your hair, and with the conditioner in it, it helps a lot.
So you actually brush your hair while using conditioner? While
the conditioner's in it, yeah.
That's interesting, because I thought you don't want the conditioner to be in your scalp.
It depends. I am definitely not an expert on hair care. That's my disclaimer. Put the disclaimer right here.
We're both not. We're just trying to have fun and a little combo.
In my experience, the reason they say not to do that is because from the root all the way to the tip of your hair, which, again, some people will say not to do that, but I don't really care.
Gotcha. So this is more like personal experience.
What I like to do. Yeah, and like I said, it works for me. That's the whole thing, is finding stuff that works for you.
Cool. All right, a couple more, two more actually. So I realized, he's really stylish. Okay, you see my dress, you're like, this is a poor guy from Hobo, and then this guy dressed up all the time. After having long hair, does your style change, or is there any specific style that fits your long hair you can, help our audience to dress up in future if they have long hair?
I think something that's interesting is I feel comfortable having long hair, and I think it is like it's natural for me to have long hair. Some people grow their hair out and they go, I don't like it bothers me.
That's kind of my stage.
Well, with you, it looks really good, but it just bothers you, right? Yeah, and so it's like, for me, it's like, it feels good, it doesn't bother me. And I feel like it's when I look my best when I have long hair. And so I think an interesting thing is I feel like that kind of gives me the confidence to dress more in stuff that maybe I wouldn't wear.
Oh, interesting.
Like, normally, I love wearing just like black t-shirts, black pants, a jacket, some fancy socks, and
there you go, the red socks.
and then occasionally, you know, stuff like that. But like, I feel, you know, going out on the weekends, maybe I'll wear a shirt or like buy a shirt online or something that I'm like, don't know if I can pull off, but then I feel like I have the confidence because I feel comfortable with like how I look. I feel like I can like wear different stuff. As far as like my fashion generally before and after, or I guess having short hair and having long hair, I think the only real difference honestly is I think wearing beanies with long hair is great. I think it looks really good. Beanies with short hair, you kind of look like a robber. No, that I should say I look like a thief. I look like someone who's gonna break in your house.
You're the people who need to prevent from Italy.
So yeah.
Okay, all right. You ever thought about cutting your hair? Cause this is like, I have my long hair for almost a year and a half right now. And just recently I have been thinking about cutting it.
Yeah.
It just started to annoy me because the weather is getting hot. You know, you have to shampoo all the time.
Yeah.
So have you ever thought about cutting it?
That once you get past a certain length, that urge to like just go back to short and go back to easy maintenance is.
I remember you cut it once.
I did, and that's what I was gonna say. I had grown it out, and it was probably about this long, maybe a little bit shorter. It's a bit shorter than this.
Much shorter.
Yeah.
All the team members were shocked after you cut.
Oh yeah, what I'm saying is like I had grown my hair out to about this length, and then I cut it like very, very short. And
that was crazy.
I did that because I was frustrated with I hadn't figured out like a shampoo routine, so I was taking forever to wash my hair and like using a ton of products. And it was just annoying me, and so just one night I went down to my mom's house. She cuts hair, and I was just like, just cut it off like right now, and it took like an hour to cut my hair. It took so long.
An hour? Did you save the hair?
Yeah, I did. It's in a plastic bag somewhere. But so I think I cut it, and then about a week or two later, I was like, what did I do? I was like, oh no. So then obviously it took 2 years to grow back out, and now we're back here. Yeah, and I think the whole thing is like, even if you have your long hair, people say you look great, and like you're getting compliments, and like you think you look good. If it's not like comfortable to you and doesn't feel, the one thing I would say to people who have long hair who want to cut it is when I make the decision or feel the urge, I just give myself 2 weeks to think about it. Because it takes 2 years to grow out your hair, and it takes a half hour to cut it all off, you know?
Yeah. All right, last question. What was it?
It's on your paper, right?
Any suggestion or recommendation for people who have short hair right now and is tempting or hesitating to grow a long hair?
I would say be patient. You're gonna grow it out, and you're gonna get to phases where it's like it just doesn't look good. There's just no way to make it look good on your head. But
the awkward
phase, right?
Gotcha.
So slick it back, you know. Be patient, let it grow. It's gonna take like 2 years. And you might, during that time, just have moments where you're just like, it's not worth it, gonna cut it. And you just have to power through all that, because then you get the reward, which is like, you know, it's like growing a tree, right? Like trees take forever to grow, but once they're grown, they're awesome and they're beautiful, and they do all this stuff. So once your hair is damaged, beyond a certain point, you can't reverse it. And so it's like, it's just gonna be on your head until you cut it. And I would say, like I said, find products that work for your hair. And kind of hard because everyone on YouTube says different things, including me.
Including me.
So
I don't know if he wants to be in my channel again in the future. I'm gonna force him to. But next video, I think I'm gonna talk about some products, because since you talk about products to protect, to help, to moisture your hair, I want to get into some products showcase for you guys. But with that, I think this is the video. Thank you so much, Mitch. Appreciate it. Love you, bro.
Love you, man.
This is the YouTube, and see you guys next time.